Hey Virgo, what's going on? Welcome back to Melanated Mindfulness Tarot. You already know, just like always, as you are entering this space, I am sending you all the good energy and positive vibes that you may need in this time. If you are interested in booking a session with me, if you're interested in following me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, make sure you check out the description box below. I was going to say the links, but I don't think everything is linked. The information is there though. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. It will be greatly appreciated. You do not want to miss out on these healing messages, these empowering messages, just the connections and all of that we're going to be here just getting vibing, right? Now, this reading is going to be for the month of March. Well, the energies that we're getting from the month of March anyway. And we're going to go into the main deck and then we're going to have some clarification cards. We're not doing no oracles today. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Spiritual note and situation. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for me to be able to articulate the message and deliver it in a way that they'll be able to receive it with an open mind and an open heart? Okay. Spirit, can we have more cards? Let me find out what March got in store for y'all, okay? What March got in store for the good old Virgos? I'm looking for two more, or at least two or three, but we got them all. We got all that we needed. All right. Okay. Underneath it all, Virgo, you got, oh, it's matched my shirt. Underneath it all, you got the Nine of Cups. So this is talking about your happiness, right? You just really, vibrant, like the rays of your happiness just flowing everywhere, right? Okay. That's the underneath it all energy. So everything that's on this board is like underneath it all, there's happiness. Underneath it all, there is all like these cups. They just full and they just pouring over. Like everything that comes into you is just like shining. It's just like vibrating on this high frequency where it's allowing you to really experience genuine happiness and not just based on the external factors, but what's really happening or going on within. So let's get into the message on the table so we can see like how you're supposed to get there, what's going on, what's keeping you from it, or whatever the case may be. All right, Virgo. Again, we're going to clarify before we get up out of here. Now, first card. I'm trying to get to a point where y'all kind of like see it. All right, first card, the Princess of Swords, and she's in reverse. So Swords is all about your mental, like all about the air, right? The mind. And with this card, it's pretty much indicating that there is like a mental way, like there is a way that you think. And maybe this way of thinking has been passed down to you from your elders or your friends, your family members, whoever, right? There's some information that has been passed down and you keep on trying to operate in this information and it's not really like working out how you think it's supposed to work out. It's kind of like crumbling down or falling on top of you and you're trying to protect it. Or, because if you look at this card, she has that sword in her hand. And when it's this way, when it's like this, it's like, okay, she's trying to protect herself from whatever's trying to come towards her. But when it's like this, there's an energy of like, I'm going to fight for this. Even though I know it's destructing and destructive, I'm going to fight for this. Like, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of the... I was trying to figure out if it's in more of an offensive state of mind or a defensive state of mind. Very defensive. Very much so defensive. And with the 7 of discs showing up, it's like, I don't want to let go of what I know. I don't want to let it go. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to know. This is what I know, so I gotta operate in this and just get better at this. When you gonna fucking drive yourself crazy, you are going to drive yourself absolutely crazy, just based on the fact that you keep on trying to keep on doing what you know is not working, and you're expecting a different result. You may think on the surface that you're doing something different because you're trying different ways to do it, but essentially it's the same thing that you're doing. So when I be talking to people, like when I talk to my clients and stuff, I'll tell them, you know, you can try to get a person to understand something however you want them to understand. You can try to say it to them. You can try to give them a book. You can try to write them a letter. You can try to have somebody else to say it to them. You can watch a show with them. You can go to therapy. Like, you can do a number of different things. And it's the essence of what you're trying to do is to get them to understand, or to understand what you see. You can try all the different ways. That does not mean they're going to understand it, right? So once you notice that they don't understand it, as hard as it may be for you, you got to take a step back. Because in the way that you're trying to get them to understand, it's not working. So then you have to really pretty much accept the fact, like, they don't understand where I'm coming from. And I can't force them to understand. I can't make them understand. I've been trying my hardest for a long time and they still just don't see it. So sometimes you have to take a step back and withdraw from the situation, and then maybe they'll see it. Some way, somehow, they'll end up seeing it. They're just not seeing it in the ways that you're trying to present it to them, right? So don't be afraid to in this time, right? Don't be afraid to let stuff go. Don't be trying to hold on to the things that you know they ain't really like serving no purpose right now. They're not serving no purpose right now. And listen, Spirit is really trying to get you to see, like, you have the power, you have the strength that you need to transmute energy from one side of the spectrum to the other. So whatever the situation may be, or whatever situations you may come into, when they seem like they're low vibrational, it's up to you for you to like shift the way that you associate yourself with that energy in order for you to raise the roof. In order for you to switch it from one side of the spectrum to the other. Okay? This is that 9 of Wands card. So it's like, okay, there's the moon on one side, but the sun is on the other side. Right? And it's like everything don't always start like and go how you think it's supposed to go initially. You may be on the other side of the spectrum based on how you've been moving, based on how you've been thinking, based on the things that you've been doing. But you don't let that defeat you. Don't feel like just because you've tried something one time, or don't feel like just because you tried something one time and it doesn't go how you think it's supposed to go, that it's not going to work out at all. No. Shift. Go to the other side of the spectrum and see what you can do to make this work. What can you try? What can you change? Right? And just get yourself out of the energy of allowing your mind to manipulate you. Listen, the mind is a powerful thing. We tend to focus more on the negative things, or the negative what ifs, the low vibrational aspects of anything, more than we do the positive. So just as when you see those thoughts popping up in your mind and you feel like they're, what's the word that I'm looking for? These thoughts are popping up in your mind and you feel like they're not serving you no justice. They're making you feel bad. It's making you doubt yourself. You have the ability to control that. You can control that. You gotta control that. Moving forward, know that you have to control that. You're gonna have moments this month that are going to be triggering you into feeling like you can't do shit. You ain't shit. Like, it's not working. It's not gonna happen. Everything that I'm trying just ain't doing it. I give up. No, you're not. No, you don't. No, you won't. I'm not going to allow you to, because that's how you are processing this information. This is how you're associating yourself with certain things. But you have you have the power to control your mind. This is how the brain works, and this is scientifically proven that, your brain is set up in a way to keep, it operates in a way to keep you safe. So anything that's uncertain to you, anything that you don't know of, it doesn't feel safe. So your brain does not allow you to move forward in doing what you know that you want to do, or doing what you know you need to do, because you don't want to fail. You don't want to get laughed at, a number of different reasons. But if you can, when you learn how to move forward from that, when you learn how to take control of your mind, I can do this. I'm about to do this. I might get hurt a time or two. I might not know exactly how I need to do it the first time or the second time, but I'm about to do this, and I'm determined about that. I got everything that I need within me in order for me to press forward. I have everything that I need within me in order to succeed. I don't need nothing outside of myself to get to where I'm going. All of this shit is in me. It's embedded in me. The discipline, the willpower, the strength, the courage, the confidence, the love, whatever it is that you find yourself seeking externally from another person or a situation or whatever the case may be, you got to really understand who you are. You got to understand who you are. Listen, I like this for you. I like this for you because it's telling you something. It's showing you. Focus on the here and now. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just be where you are right now. And it's not saying for you to stay there. It's operating in this space so that you can learn to appreciate this space, so that you can put into yourself what you feel like you need in this space, so that you can tap into what's already in you within this space. Listen. That's how you gonna start opening those doors to your happiness, right? That's how you gonna start opening. That's how you gonna start becoming more aware of your happiness and really tapping into it, opposed to thinking that whatever's happening on the outside of you is contributing, is making you happy. Nah, boo, it's you and the way you think about it and the way you process information and shit like that. So just as well as if how you process information can make you happy and satisfied, then how you process information can be on the other side of the spectrum as well, and it can make you feel some kind of way, sad, depressed, angry, unworthy, or whatever else is on there, right? But our main focus is to get into our happiness, our true happiness, really tapping into who we are, really letting go of whatever it is we need to let go of in order for us to start truly loving ourselves and getting into that space. Sometimes you may look around and you can see people that be homeless and they be happy and smiling and not on drugs, and you be wondering how they so happy. And you think they really is not happy. Some people really do be happy within their situations because they know what's up. They know. What are we going to clarify? Spirit, can we clarify the 7 of this, please? Can you give me the cards to clarify the 7 of this? That heart team, that situations. Can you please give me what I need in order for me to be able to deliver the message in a way that you'll be able to receive it? All right, we got the 2 of Cups I'm sorry. It's the 2 of Wands. We got the 2 of Wands. We got the Knight of Discs in reverse. And the 4 of Swords with the 7 of Swords. We'll take all 4 of those. So when it comes to that energy of being afraid to let go, and then it led into that 9 of Wands, right? Which was talking about the transmutation of energy and moving from one side of the spectrum to the other and how that's a strength and so on and so forth, right? So you got the 2 of Wands, you have the Knight of Discs in reverse, the 4 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. You have to put in the work. It is time for you to start putting in the necessary action that you need to. Spirit do not only speak to you through other people. Spirit speaks to you through you as well. So when you have certain feelings and emotions and you feel like you're not in alignment or you're disconnected, that is clearly a sign okay, You got to do something different. You got to let go of some things. You got to let go of some people. You have to let go of some ways of thinking. You have to let go of some ways of being. So in order for you to get yourself from being stuck, from feeling like you stuck, right? And sometimes you can't see it on the surface because you're so busy being distracted by your everyday lifestyle, like the things that you have to do every day. You got to show up and be a parent. You got to show up and go to work. You got to show up and clean up. You got to show up and have conversations. You got to show up and support people. You got to show up and take care of business. You got to show up and be an adult. You got to show up and do whatever humans do on a daily basis. I get that. You may need to unplug real quick, just real quick, 12 hours, 24 hours, unplug. And do the bare minimum so that you can allow your thoughts to come to the surface, opposed to you holding on to or trying to, how can I say that? Let your thoughts come to the surface instead of being so influenced by everybody else's opinion on what you should do or how you should move or where you should go or what all of that with your life. You can hear them. Yeah, you can hear them. You don't have to... You don't have to just take what they say as right or wrong. You get what I'm saying? You can listen and then you dictate and determine what's going to work best for you or not, and be okay with that. Here, can we clarify? Can we clarify the Prince of Swords in reverse? We got the Tower card that came out. There's something else that just came out. Woo! And whatever that is. It's just sitting on my arm. Look. So we got the Tower. We got the Prince of Swords in the upright. We have the Emperor. And we also have the Ten of Wands. Listen. What's going on here and why these thoughts is like controlling your... Listen. You just got to get into alignment. When that Tower moment shows up, what that indicates is like, you know what you desire to have in your soul space, like in your heart space, right? And then when you come into the real world, it's like you doing everything but what you know you need to do in order for you to be in alignment. I'm just telling you like they telling me, but you know what's up. So there's like, when you say, for instance, if you like, you want, what do you want? What you want? What's something that you want? Say, for instance, you want a job where you work 6 hours a day. Okay? Just something simple. You want a job where you work 6 hours a day. That's it. However, when you get this other job, when this job presents itself to you, they telling you, oh, well, we only going to offer you 8 hours. We can't do 6 hours. You got to do 8 hours. And then on the surface, you're like, okay, cool. Like, all right, I'll do that 8 hours. And then after you start doing that 8 hours, everything start going wrong. Like, you start feeling irritated, annoyed. Shit just keep on going wrong. You don't have time for yourself. All of this shit is going on, right? And you thinking, like, why is all this stuff happening to me? It's really because you're not in alignment. Because you knew before you went and got that job that you were only willing to work 6 hours. But you went against yourself. And that can be in any situation. You know what you want in every situation you go into, and then because of what presents itself to you and it looks like it's good on the surface, now you're willing to settle. So it's like, you can't really lie to yourself. You know what it is that you want in the inside. And when you put yourself in a position not to be able to get that, it's going to start pulling you in all the different directions mentally. Now, with this Emperor energy being here, this could very much so be a masculine energy outside of yourself. Where now you done put yourself in a situation and you feel like, and again, it can be male or female, it's just a masculine energy, right? Where you probably feel like you done got yourself into some shit that you wasn't even really expecting, because now You feel like you gotta do everything. Now you feel like it's just all you. It's just all on you. You gotta always show up and do whatever this other person wants you to do. You're not obligated though. You're not obligated to do that. But for whatever reason, you're choosing to, which is knocking you out of alignment. Because it's like you're not choosing you. And the situation at hand could be present because it's trying to show you, like, look at it from a higher perspective. Look at what we're trying to show you. You don't gotta tolerate certain shit. Like, you don't got to. You choosing to, and it's a choice. So once you decide to take your power back, once you decide that you're gonna start showing up and showing out for you, and that if other people don't accept that, then what's the phrase? It's like, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. That's where we're gonna go with that one. Spirit, can we clarify the Princess of Disc? So, Virgo, be real with yourself. Be true to yourself about your emotions and how you feel, right? Don't be around here just closing yourself off to receiving everything that Spirit has in store for you, because you don't want to express yourself. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, your emotions are valid. You just have to be willing to work through them and stuff. Like, work through them. Well, first identify them, process them, work through them in order for you to be able to see things from a different point of view, and for you to be able to, like, fully and freely express yourself without feeling like you're doing something wrong. Open yourself up and open yourself up to being able to receive. And you're being called to do that by raising your vibration. Switching things from one side of the spectrum to the other. Not operating in fear, but operating in love. Like, really trusting, regardless of what it is, you have to trust that Spirit is showing you and Spirit is leading the way. Sometimes the situations, they look some type of way, of course, on the surface, because it's like, I wouldn't want to be going through this shit. Why I gotta go through this? I don't want to go through this, right? However, that was the only way that you would have been able to see what they were trying to show you. Maybe they tried to show you in other ways before and you just kept on dismissing it. But now it's there. And it's telling you to get to, like, to go through what you need to go through in order for you to get to your happiness. Your happiness is not something that's outside of you. It's something that you tap into. It's something that you experience. It's something that you realize you've always had. It's just the external things that you are attached to that they're not allowing you to see that. They're not allowing you to see you. So at the end of the beginning of the day, Virgo, like, it's literally all about you. And I'm not saying that, like, in a selfish way, right? Or a cocky type of way. You must be your main priority. You must be your first priority. Because if your cup ain't full and overflowing, so I'm not even telling you need to have 100%. I'm telling you need to be at 150% before you decide to start giving yourself away. In any way. Now, that is what I have for y'all today. I definitely hope this helps. And until next time, enjoy yourself.